Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, in this interim time while we are waiting to see who wins this year's acting categories for the Oscars, let's talk about an actor that we have recently lost. Again, we've been doing a lot of these lately.
We have.
And we recently lost James Van Der Beek.
We did.
Now, he was mostly into TV, but he did do a couple of movies.
Yes, two rather notable movies. Well, one notable movie, one that's kind of a cult hit. And even the one we're discussing was, I guess, in a way, not exactly a cult hit, but it fit a particular audience, an audience that we were definitely part of when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it felt appropriate to do that because you mentioned he's mostly television, right? And even that was basically all off one show.
Yeah.
Which helped propel him to have notable guest appearances in other TV shows later.
Yes.
Because he never broke out of that.
Yeah. But, yeah, so the movie that we're going to be talking about today is starring James Van Der Beek, and it is called Varsity Blues. It is
Varsity Blues from 1999.
1999, about a high school football team in West Canaan, Texas.
In Texas. A small town in West Texas, right? And kind of your familiar beats what you might expect for a high school sports movie in a small town, one especially about football.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, you think Friday Night Lights, right? This was after the Friday Night Lights book, but before the movie with Billy Bob Thornton. And that was before the TV series with Kyra Chandler.
Yeah.
So, the movie probably is taking aspects of that or thinking about that. But obviously, it's taking from either the movie or the TV series.
Yeah.
But football in Texas is just, especially high school football in Texas, is just lifeblood. So,
yes.
Excuse me, very easy just to take any of those kind of that culture and just put it on the screen without even having to necessarily pull from other material. It's so ingrained in the culture of Texas.
And that shines through in this movie.
It does. It's it's hard to miss. I mean, the entire thing is basically about football.
Yeah.
And high school football.
I remember when we were in high school.
Brothers and Sons.
We were in high school when this movie came out.
And this thing was huge.
Yeah. Everybody at our school was obsessed with this movie.
It was. And I think that's part of the reason why we're doing this. This is kind of a touchstone of our lives, right? Especially at a time when we, first met each other. And high school is such a critical part of one person's life and formation.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one of those movies that I think within, particular generation, it's hard not to think about certain moments in this movie that may not have reached across the entire kind of cultural zeitgeist, but are ingrained within our kind of small subset of a generation, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore particular certain lines and certain scenes because they're just out there.
Yeah.
And it's not even a movie. I didn't see it when it first came out.
I didn't either.
I saw it on, I think it was at Tim Robinson's house, actually. A good buddy Tim. I saw it at his house. And I watched the movie a bunch with Tim throughout high school.
Okay.
And so it's I have that kind of connection.
See, I did not see this in high school. The entire school, especially the football team, were obsessed with this movie.
Yes.
But I was, in high school, I was never really into sports all that much. So I tended to.
What's this movie about football?
I tended to avoid, sports heavy movies just because it wasn't really my interest.
It's got Dawson in it. Why would they go see that?
I know, right?
Like, okay, no.
And and Vin Diesel's best friend.
Hey, before he was Vin Diesel's best friend.
Before he was Vin Diesel's best friend.
I kind of forgot about that aspect, that this is like a pre-Fast and the Furious Paul Walker.
This is a pre-Fast and the Furious Paul Walker. Not by much. Only by a couple of years, but it is a pre-Fast and the Furious Paul Walker.
And it's got a pre-Breaking Bad Jesse Plemons.
Yes, it does. A very young Jesse Plemons in his second credit on IMDb.
And it's kind of funny, like he would act a little bit more and take like this hiatus before he would come back to acting again and really take off. Yeah. Right? He was just kind of one of those, not these huge kid child actors, right? Just one of those kid actors that plays like the sibling that gets like 2 lines in the movie.
Yeah. Yep. And he plays Paul Walker's younger brother.
Yes. Which means, like, you know, and Paul Walker's not the main character of this movie, right? No. He is one. In fact,
Paul Walker is a very important character in this movie, but he's really not in a lot of it.
He's not.
But he is an extremely important character.
He's not as much as Amy Smart.
Or Ali Larter.
Or Ali Larter. Or John Voight.
Or Scott Conn.
Scott Conn. A young Scott Conn. I completely forgot Scott Conn was in this movie. And he's totally Scott Conn in this movie.
Yeah, he's totally Scott Conn.
Which is interesting. We talk about, you know, we've talked about Robert Duvall, right? Who was also passed recently. We said we're going to be doing his movie soon. And he was, you know, last week in Crazy Heart, but Robert Duvall is very entwined within Scott Conn's father, James Conn.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's nice little leakage there, right? I was also going to say, you know, obviously, we'll get to the last guy in a second, but our favorite, you know, guy that likes to Swayze tornadoes, he's in this movie. Richard Lineback.
Yes, Richard Lineback. He is in this. He doesn't Swayze any tornadoes. But
no, he doesn't.
I mean, he already did that a few years earlier with Twister.
He did. He ended up in Texas, apparently.
I guess, yeah. With a new family.
After he was in the LAPD, but
yeah.
There's also Joe Pickler in this movie, who is a very of kind of infamous fame, right? Excuse me. He plays James Van Der Beek's younger brother, and he would notoriously go missing, and you know, very unusual case, right?
Yeah.
Back in the mid 2000s. You know, he never really. I mean, this was his most notable role of any of his movies, unless you want to include the Beethoven's Third and Fourth.
I was going to say he was in Beethoven's Third and Fourth. You can't discount those. He was also in Shiloh 2. Shiloh season.
But
done a lot of dog movies.
And yeah. The guy, though, that, you know, I think at the time I most associated with this movie was John Voight.
Yeah.
Which, is this our first movie that has John Voight in it?
Yes. Yes, this is our first John Voight movie.
That's, you know, that's, he has, like, he's had so many movies, like, it's almost kind of surprising. I mean, I know, you know, we talked about Anaconda, like, we should do Anaconda. But this is kind of a better representation of John Voight than Anaconda.
Yeah. At least he's not trying to do a terrible accent in this one.
Or winking at Jennifer
Lopez. After
being... Anyway, let's not spoil Anaconda. in case we do Anaconda one day.
I'm sure we probably will.
But yeah, we haven't done National Treasure, Transformers, or Coming Home,
No,
Runaway Train.
we
We
have
haven't done
not.
Heat.
We
Heat would
haven't
be
done Heat.
a spot we could have done a John Voight movie,
We haven't done Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
or Deliverance. Deliverance might be a fun one to do. We have not mentioned Deliverance as a potential movie.
We have not, but
that might be a fun one to do.
Might be.
We haven't done a 70s movie in a little while.
No, we haven't. I mean, that one's got some names in it too.
Yes, it does. It's got Ned Beatty. It's got Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, we haven't done a Burt Reynolds movie yet. John Boyd.
And John Voight is like, again, he's very good. This is a very typical John Voight role, and he plays it the way you would want John Voight to play this role. The director is Brian Robbins, who also directed such amazing movies as Norbit, Meet Dave, and Good Burger. Did you realize the guy that directed Good Burger directed Varsity Blues?
I did know that. So basically, he did a lot of work with Eddie Murphy, and then Keenan and Kel, and then James Van Der Beek.
Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy, I think, was after his work with James Van Der Beek, but yeah. But anyway, so back to James Van Der Beek, since we're bringing him up. Like, this is, again, like, he's easily connected in with this and Dawson, right? Because, it's a high school movie, high school show.
Mm-hmm.
It's James Van Der Beek. Yeah. But he's actually not a bad choice for the role in this movie.
He's really not.
He does it. He's good at it, and it's almost kind of a shame, like, he never got more roles, and his career just kind of stuck where it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he made his peace with that, and like, I think he had fun with the TV roles. Yeah, that he ended up getting.
I mean, like, he was in one of the biggest teen dramas, of the early 2000s.
He was. And I think he enjoyed kind of like the kind of tongue-in-cheek guest appearances he would have. Yeah.
I always loved
come on,
his
he's
guest
so great in
appearances in How I Met Your Mother. Yes. I loved it when he showed up in that show.
So, and it was kind of funny going back to this movie because, like, it has been a long time since I've seen it. And I was wondering how it would hold up because it's a movie I mostly watched as like a teenager, and I definitely watched it after high school. Mm-hmm. And I still enjoyed watching it. It's not a great movie by any means. No, but it's a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. Yes, it's a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie, and I could see I remember why it was popular. Yeah. I could see why it was popular, right? And I think it's interesting. Like, it definitely, it's got the feel of a late 90s movie. Like, these characters feel like, they are characters in the late 90s, but it doesn't really feel dated. Like, their concerns are no different than the concerns of the kids in the Breakfast Club. Yeah. Right? Yeah. James Van Der Beek is kind of stuck in a very similar, not the exact situation that Emilio's was, of his dad expecting him to be this sports guy, and this is how he's going to make his life is with sports, right? But yeah, they face the same issues, and
his dad does want him to be it.
He does.
He wants him to be the sports guy.
Yes. But it's funny. It's a movie that kind of blends a lot of that kind of teen angst and drama, but also being kind of like the sex comedy. Yeah. And overall,
I
I
mean,
think it kind of balances it pretty well.
There's that one part about 2/3 of the way into the movie where it really kind of starts turning into Porky's.
Yeah. And it gets serious again. Yeah, and it then ends on a serious note, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it kind of blends it pretty well.
It does. It does.
Right? And the performances across the board are good.
Yeah,
It's a movie that's not super long. I think it's an appropriate length.
It's what, an hour and 48 minutes, something like that?
Something right around that. Yep. Doesn't need to be a lot longer than that.
Watch. It doesn't drag on.
No.
It keeps your attention.
Like it's funny. I almost I forgot it was maybe not as much football action as I remember. I mean, there's several big football game set pieces in this movie.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 of them. And there's some football practices and such. But it pushes along. It moves to different characters, and it's a respectable movie.
Yeah. And I mean, it takes enough time to, like, with each of the characters to where, like, you feel like at least most of these characters by the end of the movie.
Yes. You do. And you like them. Right?
Yeah.
You like, and some of these kids are like, oh, yeah, you see certain aspects of people you went to high school with, maybe not. I don't know. But, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
you mentioned that you saw this several times during high school, like in high school, but haven't seen it a whole lot since. I never watched it in high school. I actually never watched it until the other day when I watched it for the podcast.
Okay.
I had caught a few minutes of it here and there on TV over the years.
Well, yes, but there's a few scenes that are kind of out there, but yeah.
But, that never really watched it until now. So, but yeah, it was, much better than I thought it would be. Back in high school.
Okay. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It was not my style of movie, but I mean, I probably would have enjoyed it then too if I had watched it then. But I think my cinematic tastes have matured over the years.
Yes. And I think that there's enough outside of the football, right?
Yeah.
To grab you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have, again, just like you still don't have to be a teenager to enjoy something like The Breakfast Club.
Right.
Right? You could still find this a nice story to watch.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it does.
Part of that is because the acting is good. The actors acquit themselves well.
Yeah. And it does have that nostalgia factor, especially for people like us who were in high school at the time this movie came out.
Yes.
There were some very clear similarities between, this movie and our high school.
Yes. Well, I think that's the thing. I think it speaks to just kind of it's hard to put fully in the words without just there's a general way of the characters carry themselves.
Yeah.
And thoughts and feelings, just beyond just the styling of clothing, right? That's always going to be
that's always
a
marker
marker for a movie, like
especially 90s,
the late 90s. Yeah. Like, wow, all those girls got Jennifer Aniston's haircut. What's that about? So, right, but yeah, it's just was it that feel of high school in that era. And there was another aspect of that. What was I going to say about it? Oh yeah, the music, right? It's got the late 90s post grunge alternative soundtrack too, right? Like,
yep.
You hear you hear Green Day, you hear Collective Soul, right?
Yep.
So it's a fun little soundtrack. So
Isn't there some Third Eye Blind in there somewhere
that's
too?
gonna be there. Probably. Probably look it up really quickly, to be honest.
But
Yeah, Third Eye Blind's in there. Fastball's in there. It's like Foo Fighters, Monster Magnet, Days of the New, Black Lab. Forgot about Black Lab. And then there's Van Halen, but the Van Halen song is very specifically chosen.
yes, the Van Halen song in this is very specifically chosen for a very particular scene involving a very particular character.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
One of the probably two scenes that stuck with me the most over the last
Well, I mean,
25 years.
You first saw this movie in high school. Pretty sure there's at least one scene in this movie that stuck with a lot of people who were introduced to this movie in high school. And I'll leave that right there for now.
I think that'd be a good note to jump into the movie.
I think so too. So, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you've not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening, but we will spoil this entire movie. You have been warned. We're going to talk about all the football in this movie.
All the football. And all the other scenes that some high schoolers might care the most about. Just saying. Anyway, so as we talked about, this movie takes place in Texas, right? And so
West Canaan, Texas. We start out with a voiceover. James Van Der Beek narrating. He's talking
Don't worry, this movie's not full of voiceovers.
No, it's not full of voiceovers.
At the beginning and at the end.
Yes, but that's all the voiceover, and both voiceovers are James Van Der Beek. And he's talking about the small town of West Canaan.
Shots of this town.
Small town of West Canaan, Texas, and how football, high school football, is the lifeblood of this town.
Right.
It is the most important thing in this town.
From the shots, takes away from shots of the town to then like home video of like Pee Wee football.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're raised up with Pee Wee football to care about football because you got to play in high school. Right? To then go get that D1 scholarship.
Yeah. And not only are they showing like Pee Wee football, but they're also showing, like the characters from the movie, old home videos of, their games when they were little kids, whether they were actually on a team or, I think there were some shots of them just playing in the backyard,
But there's four in particular that we're really, really focusing on. You got the James Van Der Beek character, Jonathan Moxon, nicknamed Mox. You have Paul Walker's character, Lance Harbor.
You got Ron Lester's character,
Charlie
Billy
Tweeter,
Bob.
played by Scott Kahn. And then, Billy Bob, Ron Lester, the big kid, who I love, even as a kid, wears a jersey.
Yep.
69.
69. Kids, back in our day, 69 was our 6'7".
They just have to be close to each other, don't they? Yeah. But anyway, so he's comparing football being a way of life in West Canaan to kind of, there's a certain set of laws that it has, just like America has laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's the comparison.
Yeah.
Right? And it talks about, that's me, my friends are playing ball. Right? And it's like, and one of the laws is you just did not question the sanctity of football.
No.
You listen to your coaches and you win at all cost.
Yeah.
Right? And so then we cut from the home videos to the present day. And you have a radio announcer, right? Because the local radio station, the small towns, they have small local radio stations. They're on probably the AM dial.
Mm-hmm.
And most of what they talk about is football, right?
Yep.
And it's Friday night, right? And they're talking about how at Bud Kilmer Stadium, so the stadium is named after the current coach, Bud Kilmer, played by John Voight. And what's came in their mascot is the Coyotes, right? And they have a big game that night. They talked about there's going to be a pep rally, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to the Moxon household, right?
And we get Jonathan Moxon, James Van Der Beek. He's in bed. It's morning. And his little brother, comes in, tied to a cross. Like he's got his wrists tied to a cross.
I love it. And Mox, he doesn't question it. It's like he has not seen him tied to a cross before, it seems like, but he's not questioning that he's tied to a cross.
No.
So this particular behavior might be new, but it's not unusual behavior.
Yeah. And this is, of course, Joe Pickler, his younger brother, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it gets more clear as the movie goes on
as the movie
why
goes on.
He's tied to a cross.
Mm-hmm. He just, he dabbles in different things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, he's asking his brother, like, oh, you think you're going to play? It's like, no, I never play, right? Lance is the best quarterback in the state. It's like, oh, well, what if Lance gets hurt? It's like, we don't want to think about that. We don't want him to get hurt, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we find out right here that Mox is the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Lance is he's the starting quarterback. And Mox never really gets to play because Lance
he's perfectly content.
Yeah, he is perfectly content with that.
To be the backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? He's not upset about it. He's happy for his friends.
Lance is his best friend. And yeah.
And we'll discover, like, Mox is plenty talented, but he realizes his friend's more talented than he is.
Yeah, and he accepts that. He's content with that.
Yeah. So they leave they go in the kitchen. That's right. I forgot. The dad does say, I feel if it's a dad or a mom's like, is he tied to that cross again?
Yeah.
This is not the first time it's happened, actually.
And then, they go down to the table for breakfast. And Kyle tries to sit down. He's got a cross on his back next to their dad. And he's reaching for stuff on the table and knocking stuff over because the cross is still on his arm.
It's the typical small breakfast table for 4 people, right? It's not a lot of space. He's going to bump into things.
Yeah, so their dad's name is Sam Moxon, played by Thomas Duffy. And their mom is Mo Moxon, played by Jill Parker Jones.
And she's just happy to let both her boys do what they want.
Yeah.
She's not going to question it, but Sam, like, his dream is that somehow his son's going to be the starting quarterback, and he's going to be a D1 quarterback somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? That's his dream.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sam's
his
dream is for Mox to be the quarterback. And he also wants Kyle to grow up to be, in football also.
He's actually like, he needs to take that off. He's gonna distract his brother from the game. And Mox, he's like, it's okay.
Yeah,
let him do his thing. Right? He's being a supportive big brother.
Yeah.
Right. And then he hears this truck pull up and the call beeps. He's like, oh, that's gotta be Billy Bob, right? Billy Bob's gonna pick him up. They're gonna go. They're gonna ride to school together, right? And so he leaves. He gets. He's again. He's a football player. So he's wearing his football jersey, right? And all of that. And so, he gets into the car, and
So
back in the bed of the truck
so
is
interesting thing real quick before we get into that.
Yep.
So Ron Lester, who plays Billy Bob.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He is, I think, the only person or one of the only people. I'm going to say one of the only people because I don't know for sure. I think there might have been one or two other people that have done it. But he's one of the few people who has played a spoof of his own character.
Okay.
Because he's Billy Bob in this, and then in Not Another Teen Movie, he plays Reggie Ray.
Oh, that's right.
Who is a spoof of Billy Bob.
Yeah. You're right about that. And so, anyway,
but I mean, it's understandable because it's hard to find somebody as big as he is.
Right. I mean, he was big.
He was a big guy.
He sadly passed, and he actually lost.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. But yes, he sadly passed in 2016. But yeah, for a while there, he was a big guy.
Like, yeah. Like, even for, like, yeah. Not a lot of high schoolers are, like, you would, obviously went to high school. You probably went to high school with some big kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, Billy Bob was a different level.
Yeah.
Right? So, and when he gets anyway, Mox gets in the truck, right? And then you have Wendell in the back, right? He's sitting in the cab, in the back in the bed of the truck, right? Played by Leal Swinton, and he's the running back. He's the star running back,
mm-hmm.
right? So you got, and there's a pig, right?
Yes,
that's in there. I like that Billy Bob has a pet pig.
And the pig's name is Bacon.
He names him Bacon.
The pig's name is Bacon.
Right?
Do we have a name for the pig that played Bacon?
That's a good question. Well, what's funny is Billy Bob's like, I love that dog, and Mock's like, I think it's a pig. Anyway, you looked it up. So they go over to Tweeter's house, right? Scott Conn. They pick him up, right? And Tweeter is kind of crazy. He's a wide receiver. He's loud. He likes to party, right? He loves the girls, all that. And then he wakes up. He's like, I've been up, and I have to ask you a question. What is up with Carrie Ann Baker, right? So they're like, oh, was that Darcy's friend, right? And Darcy is Lance's girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Which is Lance's, yeah. Anyway, she's the captain of the cheerleaders, but we'll get to her soon. It's like, oh yeah, well, she has this look. It's like, I want to suck your dick look, right? So so he likes to party, and he's always thinking about sex, right? That type of character.
I'm not finding anything about the name of the pig that played Bacon.
Anyway, so Tweeter keeps going like, yeah, I'm so horny, I'm about to fuck your pig. Right? So they get to school, and they had the pep rally, right? And John Voight is talking. He is serious.
Yeah.
Right. This is Coach Bud Kilmer, and yeah, I don't think this guy cracks a smile in the entire movie.
I don't think so either. Like he's an angry man. Like, I mean, you have your football coaches that are intense.
Oh yes,
and he's more than just intense. He is angry.
He should not be angry because, as he says, like, I've won in my 26 years here, we've won 23 district championships
Mm-hmm.
and 2 state titles.
Yeah.
And we're going to hope to at least start with this district championship 24. And everyone cheers, and they have, cheerleaders jumping up and down, right? It's like, that's when he hands it over to Lance, right? Paul Walker. And he's going to have Lance speak, right? Because Lance is the starting quarterback. He's the team captain. It's like, I had this dream last night, that we were beating Bingville 17-3, right? And then, I woke up and I got scared, right? Because I hope we beat Bingville by a lot more than 17-3. Everybody cheers, right?
I
Lance
mean,
Harmrich. Yep. So
you mentioned football and everybody's going to cheer.
well, yes.
But no, he's like getting into this whole speech.
So we finished a pep rally, and now we have.
There's plenty of pep at this rally.
There's a lot of pep at this pep rally, but it's not coming from John Voight.
No. There's plenty of pep in this rally.
So we cut away from that, and now we have Mox with Julie Harper, right? Lance's younger sister, as we talked about, played by Amy Smart. And right away we could tell that while Mox loves football,
mm-hmm.
he does not love high school football.
No.
And the intensity and seriousness that people take it.
Yeah.
He likes the purity of football.
Yeah.
And he does not feel like the way things are here at West Canaan has that pure flavor to it, as we'll discover through the movie.
Yes.
Right? And so this is when we find out that, it's like, we got 5. He's like, we got 5 more games left, right? So they're like midway through the season. It's like, it's like, I'm going to finish the season and then I'll get in the Brown. There'll be no more football, no more Kilmer. Get out of here. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not looking to be a career football player.
Nope.
His dad wants him to be.
But he's got the brains to do what he wants. Right? He's looking to get into Brown, which I think is funny. Like, I don't know why Brown's the Ivy League school he picks.
Maybe because it's closest to him. I don't know.
Nothing against Brown. No, it's a fine school.
Maybe his favorite teacher went to Brown.
Maybe he likes UPS trucks.
Maybe he thought that it was the school for the Cleveland Browns.
And
that was like his favorite football team.
There you go. Or maybe he thinks he just likes that's the color poo.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right. Anyway, so and it's like, yeah, there are no more games on Friday nights. It's like the last thing he says, right? It's like, it's like, oh, you don't like Friday nights? Friday night games? Like, no, I like trains better. It's like, you want to watch trains with me? And so they agree to watch trains.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's their own personal euphemism for tea parties.
Don't know, but I'm guessing they just like to watch trains.
Yes.
And
it is West Texas. There's
although
trains to watch.
We were talking last time about possibly finding another euphemism other than tea parties. So maybe watching trains is it.
We'll see if it sticks. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so we cut close to the game time, right? And we got, this is Creighton Miles, the voice of West Canaan football, right? And he's being joined by Stubby Stud Daddy Tanner, former defensive great.
Daddy Tanner.
Is that Bob Saget? Anyway, so it cuts to the locker room, and right, Bud, he's leading the guys in prayer right before the game, and it's Psalm 23, right? Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, And then Coolio
I
walks in.
take a look at my wife and realize there's nothing left. Well, it's Weird Al.
Weird Al's like, wait,
Yes.
no. We're in an Amish paradise here.
Yes.
We're gonna harvest some grain.
Yes.
And
As I walk through the
that our
valley
lives
where I
are
harvest
really
my
plain.
grain, I take a look at my wife and realize she's really plain.
And then we'll laugh at the local boys that kicked us in the butt last week because they're gonna burn in hell.
As we turn the other cheek. Oh no, so Coolio shows up.
Anyway,
You know, he takes a look at his life and realizes there's nothing left.
until Michelle Pfeiffer walks in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's like, I'm gonna do something with your dangerous mind.
Yes. Yes. And then Edward James almost walks in. And he's like, how do I reach these kids?
Oh, goodness. Oh, there we go. Remember the Kirk Cameron episode of Growing Pains where he inspires Leonardo DiCaprio as a substitute teacher?
Yes. And then Robin Williams walks in. Everybody stands on their desks. It says, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." There's a lot of people in this locker room right now.
There's a lot of people in this locker room right now. Kurt Russell's in there all of a sudden because he thinks it's the 1980 hockey team.
Whew.
I think we hear inspirational teachers. Maybe I'm wrong. There's probably some other one out there.
I mean, Morgan Freeman hasn't come in yet.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. Yeah. Anyway, they finish their prayer, and we get to game time. And West Canaan, they're handling this game pretty well, right? But we'll look at the sideline, and they got Mox, right? And he's got the playbook open, like he's studying the playbook. But inside there, he's got a copy of Slaughterhouse 5.
Yep.
And he's reading Slaughterhouse 5, right? And Gilmore looks over. He sees that he doesn't see the book, but he suspects that he's not actually reading the playbook. Looks like he's actually like reading words as opposed to scanning the plays and watching the game. Right? And, you know, and we find out during this game with some of the chatter is that Lance has a scholarship to Florida State, right? To be the quarterback of one of the next classes.
Yep.
You know, he makes some big plays in the game. They win. Everybody's happy. They're undefeated. He can still get the next district championship. The state title also is still alive, right?
Yep.
And so, as I guess as they go in the locker room or after they've left the locker room or whatever, Hero walks by Mox and stops him, opens up his playbook, the copy of Slaughterhouse 5, and falls out. And Bud is not going to stand for one of his players reading.
He's not going to stand for one of his players trying to be smart. He does. Not want any intelligence in his team.
No, I mean, who wouldn't want the quarterback to be intelligent? No. He only has to know the entire playbook, read defenses.
No, there's the quarterback should be the kind of person who there's only enough room in his brain for plays and strategies and all that to win a game. He doesn't want anything else in his head.
No. Because he is the superior intellect.
Yes. He is El Guapo.
He has a sweater.
And a plethora of piñatas.
He's going to pick some of the scabs of the JV team occasionally to come with him so they can trim the hedges.
Yes. And rape the horses and ride off on the women.
I mean, it is West Texas. Like, this town might be on the Mexico border.
It might be.
For all we know.
It might be.
Or at least very close to the Mexico border, right?
Yep.
They don't tell us if it's more up in like that West Texas panhandle near Lubbock or Amarillo, or maybe it's far west, close to El Paso, towards the border. We don't know.
Maybe.
Right?
I don't know.
So, but it's like if your dad had been a star for me, I'd already cut you for reading.
He's just jealous because he doesn't know how to read. Yeah, so I mean, already he's ragging on Mox. You can tell he's never really liked Mox all that much.
No,
I mean, Mox is just the backup quarterback. He's not the star player. He's not. He is maybe only played a handful of games, or maybe not even any games. Maybe he's just been part of practice.
And I forgot to mention too. So like during the game, we see his Mox's dad up in the stands. He's watching the game, and Lance's dad's up there too. He's also a former player for Bud. They're talking with other guys they've played with, right? And then they're kind of needling him that your son's doesn't play, right? He's the backup quarterback, right? There's a scene where this ball gets overthrown, right? And it lands on the sidelines, right? Near Mox, right? And he just picks up the ball with one hand, right? And he just fires this across the field at the referee's gut, right? Yeah. And the guy's like, "Oh, that's the most action your son's seen all year." Right?
Yeah.
And there's a scene. Oh, that's right. There's an important scene that happens here during the game, where, Billy Bob, right during one of these touchdowns.
Yes. No,
he gets.
This is the next game.
It's the next game.
Next game, yeah.
Okay,
that's the next game because we have the barbecue before that. We have the cookout before that. Before that game.
Okay. Anyway. The other scene we see after the game, though, is that we see Mox looking into one of the training rooms, right? And Lance is on a table there. He's got his leg up, and it looks like they're about to inject something into his knee.
Yeah.
Right? But then, Bud just slowly closes the door, so no one sees what's happening behind these doors, right? What's going on?
I don't know. What's going on?
So, are you sure it's? Yeah, I thought it was two different games. He gets hit in the one game, and then there's the other game where the big hit happens.
I thought we got two games. Yes, you're right. You're right. It was he does get hit in this game.
Right. Yeah. So he's clearing the way.
Yeah. Then we got sometimes
Lance in the end zone, but he gets hit hard.
Yeah. So
he is seeing.
Billy Bob gets hit hard. He gets hits his head.
And even Mox comes out, all the guys, his friends are standing over him. They're making sure he's okay before the trainer and the doctor come out. And, he's seeing things, right? He's seeing double, right? And the doctor's out. It's like, how many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah,
Billy Bob. He puts up 3 fingers. Like, 2.
He's like,
I think you asked the wrong
You're asking
questions.
the wrong
Asked, like,
questions. Do you see fingers? You got to ask him yes or no.
yes. He's fine.
He's fine. Your question's too complicated. You need to just do a yes or no.
You know, like I get it. Billy Bob's not the most intelligent of the ones that's there. He's the one you probably do want reading Slaughterhouse-Five, so maybe he does raise the.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so then they are at. So this was Friday. So then over the weekend, there's a cookout.
Oh, before we get to that, there's also a scene in there where he talks to Wendell, right? He's like, "Oh, how you feeling?" He's like, "Oh, I'm tired. It's my knee." Bud's like, "Oh, don't show weakness, right? The only pain that matters is the pain you inflict. Look at Billy Bob, right? He's got enough heart for this entire team, right? He just got concussed and is walking like nothing happened, right? Again, that's the type of coach Bud is.
He doesn't care if you're hurt. He's going to push you, past your limits, and he's not going to care. He's not going to care what it does to you. He just wants to win.
Right? And then we get Tweeter has like pills to kind of just some pain pills, right? These passes some guys help with the pain.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That type of thing. And then we get a scene before we get the cookout.
So they're sitting in the locker room after the game, and Tweeter's got his pain pills out, and Lance asks him for some. And
that's right.
So he hands him the bottle, and Lance is like, "How many can I have?" He's like, "Oh, just keep it. I got more at home." So Lance just keeps the bottle of pills.
And then we forgot before the cookout, there's like an after party somewhere, right?
Yeah.
One of the typical high school house party.
Typical high school house party.
And
typical movie high school house party.
Yes. I never went to any house party like this.
Me neither.
Maybe we weren't cool enough.
Maybe.
Anyway, so Mox is talking with Julie. And, he, again, it's typical things that he's kind of like upset about, but then he's looking at Lance talking to Darcy, right? And Julie doesn't like her. She thinks he's, just wants Lance because he's the star football player.
Yeah,
right.
She's a cheerleader, and Lance is a star football player, and
And Mox's like, well, she's actually pretty smart, right? She's getting mostly A's. So we cut around. There's this guy there that is obviously middle aged, right?
Yeah.
And Peters decides to have some fun with him. It's like, oh yeah. Oh, you're a class of what? Yeah, okay. All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do.
Like class of 80 something. And he's like, here's what we're doing. So they put a beer bottle on his head, and Tweeter's got a wiffle ball bat.
Yeah. And someone's videotaping, right? He's like, are you ready to be on
Billy Bob is videotaping.
Funniest home videos?
He's like, ready? Are you ready to be on America's Funniest Home Videos? Are you ready? He winds it up like he's gonna hit the bottle off the guy's head, but he's like, "Are you ready to get hit in the nuts?" And he hits him in the balls with the bat. Now,
granted, that's something that you and I are slightly more familiar with.
Yeah.
Maybe not the baseball bat, but we did have a football.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And so anyway, we cut back to later tonight, and now Lance and Darcy had decided to find the laundry room. And Lance is a little bit concerned about having a tea party in the laundry room. But Darcy's like, oh, don't worry, let the dryer do the work.
And so she turns on the dryer, hops up on it.
And so, meanwhile, everyone else is kind of back in like the kitchen area, and Billy Bob is taking a lot of shots.
Mm-hmm.
He's he is like Gimli right now
Yeah.
in Return of the King,
Yeah.
and he can't get the next one. And like he can feel something's coming up,
And so he
and
gets
everyone can
up
see
and
it,
he starts running
and he
around.
starts running.
People
He's trying to
people
find
are running away from him. Like they're diving out of
like
his way.
they have seen this story before.
And he's running around. He can't find where to go, and he busts through the laundry room door with Lance and Darcy in there. Opens up the washing machine and just pukes in the washer right next
Darcy's
to them.
like, "Oh, I love." He looks down. He's like, "I think there might be a hot dog down there if you want something to eat." And he's like, "Oh, well, Billy Bob is back. I'm back, man."
It came up. Now it's time to drink some more.
Anyway, so that's when. Why does so yeah so where does it go from there? Like, this is so much more time with the party, but
Yeah, I mean, so then we get some minor stuff with Mox there. He's not overindulging like everybody else is.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's kind of we basically go back. I think it's a scene like he's like at a gas station. No,
That's later.
That's later
a different party.
That's later than we. Yep. So yeah, we just get some stuff then at practice, right? And when again, Kilmore's just kind of riding Moxon. Moxon, Mox is just it's practice, and again, like he's just trying to wait out the season. He's not expecting to have to actually play
the practice.
But he gives him some
practice. Is that the next day?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is the scene where they he gives like the Mox some reps and some of the backups some reps, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He wants them running, but Kilmore wants them running very specific plays, right? But
yeah, and so
Mox has this play that he likes called the oopie oop.
Yes, the oopie oop.
And that's when like everyone shifts to the left side of the field, right?
And Kilmer's like,
and
what
Kilmer
the hell
sees
this
this right away. He stops, like, what is this?
It's like, this is the oopie
loop. It's the oopie
loop. And
so you can't you can't run a simple draw. Like, why are you doing this secret formation? It's like, well, overload the defense. It's like, oh, you got a bad attitude. You don't listen. It's like, you don't know the difference between a sneeze and a wet fart. It's like, you're just going to be a second string all your life. It's like, dude, I'm going to Brown.
Well, he hasn't been accepted to Brown yet.
No.
He's applied to Brown.
He has applied to Brown. Yours is going to be in West Texas.
Yeah, so Kilmer just
so that's when
shows.
That's when we then shift to the cookout.
Yeah, so Kilmer just shows even more that he's a terrible human being.
Yep.
But then they go to that evening. There's a cookout at which house was it? Was it the Moxon house or was it the Harbors?
I don't know which house it was, to be honest.
Yeah, one of their houses. But the two families are together, and they're
there. And they're talking about like, oh yeah, the brothers, they're excited to eventually go, be coyotes themselves, right? And then
the two dads are bragging about their
Kyle,
sons. And
he's no longer tied to a cross.
No.
He's got some other religious garb on. He's very spiritual. They tell him.
Yes. His mom, Mo, is talking to Colette Harbor, Lance's mom. She's talking about Kyle, and she's like, "Oh, he's very spiritual." He's like standing over there by the grill, like putting his hands together. He's like bowing. And
but it's at this party where we find out that Joe, he's kind of brash, right? This is
Yeah, Joe is Lance's dad.
Lance's father.
Richard
He's
Linebacker.
loud. He's obnoxious, right?
And he's just going on and on about how his son is the best quarterback. And he's sort of taunting Sam that,
Yeah, and Sam
Mox
isn't like this. Sam, one thing about the Sam character here, right? Overall, like, okay, so uh, again, like, is he obsessed with football? Yes. Is he being unrealistic about what he wants his son to be? Yes.
But he still loves his son.
But it's not. He loves his son. It's not coming from a bad place.
No. He just wants what's best for his son, and he thinks that what he wants for him is what's best for him.
Yes. He's not overbearing about it.
No.
In a like obnoxious way. Like you can tell, like he was obviously played good. He's obviously a good high school football player.
Yeah.
But obviously he never really made it big as a football player because he's still in West Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And there's probably a part of him that is disappointed about that.
Yeah, so he
probably looks at his son and realizes his son does have talent and thinks maybe his son could actually make something else out of that.
Yeah, so he wants to be able to live vicariously through his son. Mm-hmm. But his son hasn't really shown the same that commitment interest to football.
Yes. But I like how they handle this, and really, both between kind of like the script and then how he, the acting with it. You could do it in that overbearing, obnoxious, just asshole way, right? But he never reaches that level. Does he make mistakes? Yes, whatever. It happens.
He's human,
but it doesn't come to a way where like you would be worried about it putting this undue strain on their relationship.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get to the point where like he is kind of getting upset about kind of like Sam talking about his son in this way.
Yeah.
Because he believes in his son.
Yeah.
Right?
As
and so they decide to have a challenge. And Lance does not want to have anything to do with this challenge.
Neither does Mox.
Mox isn't either.
Yeah, they're just over there sitting in a couple of lawn chairs, just hanging out. And so Joe grabs a beer bottle. He calls over to Lance. He puts the beer bottle on his head. He's like, "Come on, William Tell."
Yep.
William Tell.
And Lance fires it and just knocks that can.
Knocks it right. I guess it is a can, not a bottle. But yeah, he knocks it right off his head. Like, doesn't even touch his head, just hits the can. Perfect shot.
Yep.
And so then Joe's like,
Sam,
it's your turn.
I was like,
and so Sam's like, all right, come on.
Dad, no.
And he puts the can on his head. And Mox gets that football.
You can tell he's not happy.
No. You can tell he is not happy, but he throws it. He fires this ball. He nails his dad right in the nose.
Yep.
And then, Joe starts laughing. Everything has
to stop. Joe's just laughing his ass off about it. They were just like, oh my goodness, he broke his nose.
So he may have a broken nose. He kind of just gets up and just looks at Mox and just shakes his head. And Mox is just like, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
So then we're at school. It's Monday. They're at school.
It's Monday.
And they're in class.
We're in health class.
In health class with Miss Davis. And
they're starting a new unit.
Mm-hmm. Sexual reproduction.
Units.
That's not one of them. That's not one of the ones they say, is it?
No, it's not.
They're starting in their new health class with Miss Davis, and it is sexual reproduction. that they're talking about.
And she's got all the classic posters.
Specifically, they're beginning to talk about the male sexual organ.
She has to be related to Maud.
She's got to.
Because she feels like you just have to get out there and, we don't need to be afraid of saying the proper terms.
Saying penis.
So we're just going to say 3 times together, penis, 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 vagina, vagina, vagina. And they're all looking around at each other.
Then he's like, and then she's like, who can tell me some slang terms for penis?
And this one kid raises his hand. He's like, dick? It's like, yes, very good.
No, boner. No, it's like, no, for
boner.
No, I guess it's not for penis. It's for erection.
It's for
like some other words for erection. He's like boner. He's kind of chuckling.
Yes.
He's like chuckling a little bit when he says it. He's like, yes, boner.
She claps politely. She's like, yes, very good.
Very good, boner. And
it was just kind of chuckling at it. And then Mox raises his hand.
Well, no, Mox is not. No, he's not paying attention. He's looking down at his.
Oh, that's right.
At his. I don't remember if he's reading a book or if he's just looking down at his binder or what.
That's right.
And she calls on him
at 2 different times though. Before this, right? Billy Bob raises his hand very politely.
Yeah.
He should straight up. And while she's been talking, right? Yeah. It's not after she's asked a question. She's like, Billy Bob, can you just wait a second? Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, Billy Bob, well, in a minute, okay? Right? And then she calls on Mox. Like, Mox, what about you? And he says one, like I forget what he says,
yeah, he's
one-eyed monster or something like that.
Monster,
And then he starts, but
he just starts spitting.
She's going to call someone out, but he just starts rapid firing.
Just these names,
all these names
for an erection,
and she is shocked. And then he stops and he pauses, and he says, "And Pedro."
And Pedro.
And she looks like
Pedro.
It's like, I've never heard of Pedro. But Peter, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Maybe this is an indication that West Canaan is near the border.
Anyway, Mox, Billy Bob raises
his hand again, and finally, Miss Davis is like, Billy Bob,
can I go to the bathroom?
Yes, go.
As he gets up, though,
yeah,
right? He goes. Oh no, that was before Bob started rapid firing things, right? Because then,
because
he cuts to him in the bathroom, and he is sweating.
Yeah, he is sweating,
right? And he is
buckets.
At the sink, and he is trying to throw this cold water on his face, right? And he gets back in after this whole exchange, and you can tell that he's just got his shirt is soaked,
like he is drenched in sweat. And
she looks at him, like, "Oh, Billy Bob, you okay?" And he tries to get there, and he just collapses.
He collapses on the floor, just drops right next to his desk. And so Mox, jumps out of his desk. He gets down on his knees, tells someone to get the nurse.
Yep. And the next thing, we'll be cut in the nurse's office. And Kilmer comes in and asks the nurse to leave. Right? And Billy Bob was like, "Oh, I think it was that hit I took the other night." And Kilmer was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, but you're a warrior. It'll be good for Friday night." It's like, no, nurse says I shouldn't play. And this type of, again, this type of coach is like, has she played football before? What does she know about football? It's like, you're a warrior, son. You can play for me Friday night. You got to protect my star quarterback. And you can tell, Billy Bob does not want to say yes.
Yeah. You can tell, but he
feels like he has no other choice.
Yeah. I mean, what we learn later is, he has a particular attachment to Kilmer.
Yes.
He doesn't want to let him down. So, yeah, I mean, you can tell he doesn't want to play. He wants to follow the nurse's instructions and, heal up.
Mm-hmm.
But he feels like he has no other choice but to play.
So
he doesn't want to let the coach down. We cut
to the next game. And this is an important game.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing a good team, right? And are they losing?
Yes, I think so. No,
they're losing by like one score or something. Or it's close.
I think it was like one score difference, but I can't remember if they were up or down.
I think they were up. But yeah, I think they were up because what happens is we cut to the game, right? And it's an important drive. And Billy Bob, he is feeling the weight of this long game.
And
he's tired.
He's getting woozy.
He's concussed. He is getting woozy.
And so he goes up
and
he gets up in front of Lance like he's supposed to.
Yep. And just before Lance snaps the ball, like he collapses again.
Yeah. He just falls flat on his face.
Lance doesn't see this. No one sees this, right? Because the ball gets snapped like almost immediately after it happens, right?
Mm-hmm. And so
there's this clear path.
Yeah. So the other team, they see Billy Bob go down, and they take advantage of that hole that was just created. That Billy Bob-sized hole. And they sack Lance.
Yep. And he loses the football. It's a fumble. So not only in this fumble, I think then is what gives the other team the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Billy Bob gets up, right? And he realizes what's happened. And he's like blaming himself.
Yeah.
Because Lance is in agony.
Yeah, he is injured. Like he's not just like, it's not just like a sprained ankle or something. Like he is hurt.
Yeah, no, he has completely messed up his knee. Right? Like he has to get out on a stretcher.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so now
they come and they try to get Billy Bob out on the stretcher too. But he's like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. And he gets up on his feet.
Mm-hmm. No. Ray Kid was like, Mox, you gotta be ready. Right?
And
so they take him off, and
Mox goes out there and he's so he gets lined up, like, so he's out there just before he snaps the ball. The other team's mascot just starts.
Yeah, because they're driving down, like they get across midfield, right? They get this big first down. Everyone's like, "Oh, he needs to stop the play. He needs to stop the clock." And like, he's not spiking the ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's
they're saying this on the sideline
because they're running out of time. It's the end of the game. They're like one score behind now, and there's like 35 seconds left in the game.
And the mascot is like poking fun at them too.
Yeah, the mascot's over there, just like the other team's mascot. He's just like dancing around, just poking fun at him.
And the mascot looks like he's like a bobcat or a cougar or something like that, right?
And so Mox just throws this ball, nails this mascot right in the face. Mascot goes down to the ground.
And I love Mox's father.
Yes,
he starts laughing.
Me too. so then it shows the crowd. The crowd's roaring, right? And then it shows Mox's parents. And they're laughing, and his dad is just he's laughing like hysterically, and then he's got this tape on his nose. He's got this piece of tape across his nose because he got hit. And he kind of sort of reaches up and touches his nose, and then the realization hits his face. He's like, "Holy shit! He hit me on purpose."
So the clock is finally stopped because of that. And sure enough, Mox engineers the winning touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's excited because they didn't realize Mox had that in him, right?
Yeah. Wasn't it like a 40-yard pass or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Because like that play got them to like the other side of the field.
Yeah. I mean,
It
he
was
got
still
him a
like the
first
40,
down,
30.
but
Yeah. Everyone's excited. It's like, oh, Mox is amazing. Go Mox, right?
mm-hmm.
That type of thing. You know, they have their potential new star, right? No. Anyway, it actually cuts to the hospital.
Yes, the
After
hospital.
this, right?
Lance is in the hospital,
Yep. And
and
he's there. His sister's there, his dad's there, and Kilmer's there, and Mox is there. And the doctor comes out, and tells him, well, he's out of surgery, right? But he's going to need more surgery actually because he's really destroyed his knee. And like, there is so much
yeah,
scar tissue. There's
he's
already
out of
so much.
surgery, but he's
Like,
going to
I'm
need
surprised he
several
hasn't gotten
more.
injured
Yeah,
before.
yeah. He's like, I just removed so much scar tissue from his knee. It's a wonder he's walking. But yeah, he's going to need several more surgeries, before he's back on his feet again.
He's like, he tore every ligament he's got. So like, yeah.
But
it's like, yeah, it's going to be a year and a half at minimum before he can play football again, if he does.
mm-hmm.
Right? And his dad's looking at like this was his chance at college.
Yeah.
Lance doesn't seem that stupid.
No, he doesn't. But his dad thinks that football is life, and so if his son can't play football, then there's not much more he can do.
The coach said there was so much like scar tissue, and like he should not have been playing in the first place. He comes like, he didn't say anything to me, right? And so then Kilmer looks at Mox like, you got a big game ahead of you. You should go home and get some rest, right? So he's going home though, and he stops at a convenience. Well, he tells his girlfriend we'll see each other later. And he's walking home. He decides to stop at a convenience store.
Well, he runs into Tweeter, and Tweeter's like, "We're partying. We're gonna have a victory party," and Mox is like, "No, I can't make it tonight." And
Tweeter has 3 sophomores that are naked.
Well, no, that's not. So that when they're at or was it after the game that they were talking about the party?
Later.
Yeah, because he's like, no, I can't go. So I'm not. I can't go party. And so while he's walking home, he stops by the convenience store, and
he's just going to get a Coke.
He's going to get a Coke, right? He walks up. They got the cooler over there with full of ice and Cokes. He grabs a bottle of Coke out of there, walks up to the counter, puts it down on the counter, and the clerk, he picks up the Coke, puts it aside.
Your money's no good here, sir.
A 6-pack of beer, puts it down in front of him. He's like, your money's no good here. So
like, oh, I could get used to this.
So Mox takes the beer. He walks out, cracks open a can. And then, and it keeps cutting back to the party.
That's right. Oh, that's right. And there's a couple of...
the cops get called.
Deputies that show up.
Yes, the cops get called. And so when they show up, everybody scatters, right? And
Tweeter's going to confront them.
Tweeter's going to confront them. And... they're used to this stuff going on in town. They just want to make sure nobody's drinking and driving.
Yeah, they're not drinking and driving.
They're not going to go. They're not going to go arrest anybody. They just want to make sure everybody's being safe. And so Tweeter's like, "Oh, don't worry, nobody's drinking, nobody's driving." And then when their backs are turned,
at the moment,
he runs over and he jumps in their squad car. Turns on the siren and drives away.
They're like, how are we going to explain that one? Good thing they don't live in... What's the town in Hot Fuzz? West Stratford?
Yes. Stanford.
Mm.
It's Stanford.
But anyway.
But, apparently they... I guess this was before... This is before Superbad.
Yes, this is before Superbad.
Anyway, so while Mox is walking around drinking the beers that were given to him, then you hear this police siren, down the road. And he tries to hide the last couple of cans that he's got. And this cop car comes up, drives up right to him, and stops. And then he looks, and Tweeter gets out of the driver's seat, wearing nothing but a cowboy hat. He takes the hat off and he, puts it down to cover up his crotch. And he's like, "Hey, come on, I got these girls in here. We're all naked. Get naked. Get in the car." And Mox is like, no, don't think so. He's like, "Look at this girl." This girl in the passenger seat kind of pokes her head out the window. And she's like, "Yeah, Tweeter just, he took our clothes and threw them away."
That's right.
So come on, get in, party with us. And Mox turns down, and Tweeter's like, "All right, you're lost," and he gets back in the car, and they drive away.
I forgot. There's a scene too where Mox picks up Darcy, and she ends up changing out of her cheerleader into her regular clothes to go to this party.
That's right, because she was at the hospital also, still in her cheerleader uniform.
They leave together. They leave together.
He drove her to the party.
Changing. And she's just in her bra and panties, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, it's just like a swimsuit." Right?
Yeah, so she puts her dress on, and then he drops her off at the party, and then all that ensues. But like the whole time that you can tell she's the star quarterback is laid up in the hospital.
How are things between you and Jules? Like, good. She's got another year before. You
can tell she's trying
graduates.
You can tell she's trying to come on to him. Changing right in front of him and all that while he's driving, and so I mean, she clearly isn't dating Lance because she particularly likes Lance.
Yep, she just likes the starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm. She's just trying to date the star of the football team.
Yep. So, anyway, we finished that night. We cut to the next day, and we had a little diner in town, and cops are like, they stole a state trooper car, and then they exposed themselves. These players these days are hopped up on beer and painkillers, right? It's like, we didn't steal cars when we were playing, right? And what we don't realize is that, Kilmer is in this restaurant too. He's like, "Oh, are my boys too much trouble for you?" And then so they kind of continue to talk, and like he's like, "Yeah, Box played well, but like I don't know if he has what Lance has. Like we'll see how the season goes, right? It's typical small town restaurant talk there."
Yeah.
We cut to the school.
One game.
Right?
It's been a couple of plays. That Mox has been the quarterback.
Right, and then we kind of get. This night, we get typical 90s light alternative music, like we're talking about the next game. It's an away game, right? To this team, the mascots, the Broncos, right? And we don't see much of this game. We see some clips of it, but it's a blowout. It's 66-3 or something like that. They annihilate them, and Mox is just throwing the football up and down the field.
Yep.
Right? And we cut to after the game, right? And our teacher comes up. She's like, "Oh, nice game, Jonathan." He's like, "Thank you." Right? And she's
driving a Mustang. She's driving a real nice white Mustang.
So yes, it's like, that's a nice car on a teacher's salary.
Yeah, as she drives away.
So, she's kind of flirting with him too.
So,
And then, so, we get this interview with, not Lance, with Mox and some local channel. Like, you can tell
yeah,
he's
this
uncomfortable.
local radio, anchor comes up, and he wants to interview
He's like,
Mox.
it's like, are you planning to play in the Ivy League? Like, Ivy League? Like, oh, I don't know. I just want to thank God and my teammates to win today. Right?
And he's like, "Oh, you're looking real good. You're looking to be the star quarterback." He's like, "Oh no, I'm just waiting for Lance to come back." Lance is the one that's gotten us this far,
Lance,
and
he's the star.
He's the star. He's the one that's gotten us this far. He's we're all just waiting for him to be able to come back.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Lance is in his hospital bed, and he's listening to this.
Yep. He is. That's right. I forgot about that scene.
Yeah, he's got the radio on next to the bed, and he's listening.
Yep. His leg is up in the air, right? He's, being assisted to poop.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, he's probably got a bedpan.
Well, anyway, we cut to the practice the next day, and Mox is like, we should run the hook and ladder, right? And so like that don't work, right? And then Billy Bob's like, is that the one where I trot down field and act like I'm lost?
I'm lost. Yeah.
So and then they say this on the line. I'm like, all right, huddle back up. It's like, no, like Tweeter's gonna pitch you the ball. You gotta catch it. Like, but I'm not. It's like I'm not eligible receiver. It's like, no, just catch the ball, right? And Kilmore, he's looking at, he's out. Kilmore's looking at this and wondering where it's going to go. And Billy Bob just fumbles the ball. Isn't he? But he bobbles the ball.
Yeah, he bobbles the ball. He doesn't even catch it.
Never catches it.
Yeah.
It's like hot potato.
Yeah.
Kilmore's upset. Like, is this a circus act? He gets angry. Like he starts.
Oh yeah.
He grabs Mox by the face mask and starts hitting him in the helmet with his whistle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're a running team. I call the plays. You don't pull any of this. You are the dumbest smart kid I've ever met. So just stick to the basics. Right? And so like Mox, he is thoroughly just had it with Bud. Right? So we cut into the Kilmore's office now. He calls Billy Bob in. He asks Billy Bob how he's doing. You think he's gonna be nice to Billy Bob? No, he's not gonna be nice to Billy Bob.
Nope.
This is John Voight we're talking about.
Yep.
John Voight and Dennis Hopper. For me, like the two of them. Just
why were they never in a movie together?
I don't know.
Or were they? We just don't know about
it. Anyway, like if something had happened to Dennis Hopper, I would have been fine with John Voight being in Speed.
Yeah. Yeah. John Voight could have played that part. I mean, Dennis Hopper was perfect for it, but John Voight could have played it.
He was, yes. But Kilmore's like, you are dragging ass all of a sudden, right? You're fat and you're slow, and because of that, I don't have Lance now. It's like, but coach, my head, like, I don't want excuses. Fix it now. Get out of here, right? And so I was like, all right, yeah, Kilmore, dick. really, really shove it out of their faces, which is good because John Voight plays it well.
Yeah, he does.
So we kind of cut after practice, and now we need to have Darcy show up again. She's going to talk to Mox because her parents aren't going to be there tonight.
Yeah, her parents are not going to be at home. So she's like, why
What
don't
does
you come
that
over?
mean?
It's like, why don't you come over?
What does that mean? Are they gonna have a study party?
Maybe they're gonna study. Yeah, they're gonna crack open some books. Maybe do a little trigonometry, maybe some geometry, maybe even some algebra.
They're gonna read some Russian literature.
Maybe they're gonna study the Declaration of Independence and see if there's a map on the back.
Hey, John Voight was in that.
Yes, he was.
I'm convinced that entire movie was about a map to Diane Kruger's vagina.
I mean, that seems to be where it led.
Just saying. Anyway, and Mox decides to take all this under advisement. We cut to him at another little convenience store, and he's like, it's like, maybe I shouldn't be good all the time, right? I realize he's talking to his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Who is now dressed differently. How is he dressed now? Oh, what was it?
It's a
every time you see his brother, he's dressed in some other religious, clothing.
Yes.
That's right. Isn't he dressed? Yeah, because for this scene, he's like Islamic, isn't he?
Yes.
He's Muslim in this scene.
Yes. Oh, yes. Because he says he'll say the Islamic greeting for saying "peace be upon you."
Yes.
So anyway, he talks like, no, I don't have to do the right thing all the time. I don't have to be good all the time. And he picks up a box of Durex. Now, what I want to know is how did Durex outbid Trojan to be in this movie?
That's a good question.
Which, by the way, this movie was produced by MTV Studios.
Yes.
Our last movie was produced by CMT Studios.
Oh, look at that.
So, yes. But the thing is, what we see, the next thing we see in this little scene is his brother putting down.
His brother walks up, puts the box of condoms on the counter, and then just looks up at the clerk.
He looks at the clerk like, "Peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you." And the clerk just kind of shrugs and
he's like, "Oh, what? Like, why is this 10-year-old buying condoms speaking Arabic?" It's like, okay. So, Mox shows up at Darcy's house, and sure enough, her parents aren't there.
And
she's acting very strange. Like, yeah, we've known each other since we were kids.
She's getting all close to him, and
she's biting her little lower lip.
She's
right. She's wearing some athletic wear, loose, kind of casual athletic wear.
And,
it's like I'm gonna need a snack. Like,
it's like, do you want an ice cream sundae? And he's like, sure.
She's like, sure.
So she walks into the
chocolate
kitchen.
And whipped cream? Like, yeah.
Sure. And
so she's
in the kitchen.
She's
in the kitchen. And she's like, you want a cherry?
Sure. It's like, sure. And he's walking around. He sees her father's gun rack.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, a minute or so later, she comes walking back. You hear the whipped cream getting
you hear it being sprayed. It's like the ready whip, right?
And then a minute or so later, she comes walking out.
He sees her walking out in the reflection of the gun case.
And she's naked, except for whipped cream over her privates, and a cherry on each where the nipples would be.
I'm impressed that these did not fall off.
So, funny thing you say that. Evidently, when they were filming, they initially used whipped cream, but it kept melting.
Really?
So they ended up using shaving cream. Because it held its form better.
Sorry, Allie, that you're. We'll make sure they're covered. Don't worry.
So. Yeah. So.
And they get close, like they're about to kiss, and they get really close. And actually, it's interesting. So here's a little continuity error, right? Because I noticed this, I had to rewind it.
Sure, you did.
Because he gets to the point where like the kiss, and he backs off of the kiss, right? And then I'm like, and I see like there is nothing on his shirt.
No,
like, wow.
I noticed there's a couple little bits of cream on there.
There's a scene though where his shirt does not have it. Like there's some scenes where you see it and some where you don't.
Okay.
And then she's dismayed that he's not going to continue on with this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because he realizes, no, this is not right.
Dismayed. That's a good word.
Thank you. He's got a girlfriend in Jules that he likes,
mm-hmm.
that he's interested in, and she's a nice person. That this would not be a good thing to do to her.
And she's also... So Julie is his best friend's sister.
Yes.
And Darcy is his best friend's girlfriend.
That's a double break into the broke.
It's like, yeah. So he decides, before it goes any further, that he needs to break this off now. Like he needs to go home. So, he thanks her for the sundae.
It's like, no, like, it's like Lance has no future now. Like, I need to get out of this town. But now he's going to really be beyond just not wanting to break the bro code. Decides like he needs to talk a little bit of sense into her.
Mm-hmm.
So he politely covers her up.
Yes. And then they sit down on the couch and they talk.
Get out of here. And there is no. She might have her own Sunday. I don't know. maybe she puts clothes back on and they have just 2 Sundays together like Brent.
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know what happens. We know what doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking of the bro code.
Yes. There's no breaking of the bro code. He does not cheat on his girlfriend. But after this, we do have... So, he is at a little drive-in restaurant type of thing. That's where Julie works. And she has found out that, he went to Darcy's house.
Yeah, she saw them talking the next day at school. Yes,
she saw them talking the next day at school. And Darcy kissed him. At his locker.
She's like, I want to thank you for last night. And she kissed him. And she's just seeing this kiss. Yeah. That's all she sees.
Julie comes walking around the corner and she sees the kiss.
But hey, I totally understand how she would leap to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Right? So we're at this little
drive. I guess she doesn't find out that he went to her house, but yeah, she sees the kiss. And then, so we're at this drive-in restaurant, and Darcy
he's just trying to talk to her nicely.
Julie is working the window.
Let's figure out, when we're going to meet up and all of this. And then she brings up about Darcy in her whipped cream bikini. And this catches Mox off guard. Like, I've never seen that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, so you never saw her whipped cream bikini? Because Lance said that's what she broke out with him. And she's still upset, right? He's trying to explain things to her. Like he's trying to explain what was going on between them. That there's nothing there between them and why she kissed him, right?
But even beyond that, it's like, no, you were better before the football. Like, I like that guy.
Yeah, before you were the star quarterback.
Yep. It's like, and then he kind of like, oh, I do kind of like it for right now. It's like, oh, okay. It's like she gets on the mic.
The PA system.
Again, it's one of those places where you call. It's like, oh, order number 79, 64, right? It's like, oh my God.
Star quarterback Jonathan Moxon is here. Johnny Moxon's at my window. Come on over and say hi. And then this crowd of people, come around. Everybody that's at this place goes and just crowds around him. Right. And he's just trying to get back to his car.
Yep. So from here, after this, he decides he's going to talk with his friends. And he wants to set up a get together the following night.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets Tweeter, he gets Lance, he gets Billy Bob, right? He gets Wendell, right? Right. So we cut to that night, and what we realize
is meet me at the convenience store at 10:00.
That's right. Yes, meet me here. Like he's not telling you where it is.
No.
It's a secret. It's a secret trip.
Meet at the convenience store at 10:00. I got a surprise for you. So, next thing you know, they're all walking into a strip club. What was it, like the Beaver's Dam or something like that?
Nothing like that. And they get let in because, some of them probably are under 18.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, they're West Canaan football players.
Yep.
They can get in.
So,
right? And so they're talking, they're watching the different dancers.
Table front and center. They have a table front and center from the stage.
They do. That's right. And Lance is like, oh, Mox, I want to thank you for how good you've been to me with this and taking me out. I really need to get out. My dad was just being insufferable and all of this. Right? We see different dancers coming on the stage and off the stage. Right?
And then
finally, they wrap up this conversation, and then we hear Van Halen come on.
Not just any Van Halen song, but we hear a very particular drum solo. We hear drums.
Yeah, we do.
And
we do.
Yeah.
And we see a chalkboard come out.
And it turns out the song that is playing is Hot for Teacher. And after this chalkboard comes out,
right? And
after this chalkboard comes out, we see this woman walk out dressed like a teacher.
Yep, and she's just a teacher, and we see her backside, right? And she's doing her dance or gig, and
she,
and then she,
takes her glasses off.
Stage where, again, she takes the glasses off,
lets her hair down,
right? Because at first the hair is kind of up, kind of like a teacher type bun,
yeah,
right? She gets it around, and now she's again. There's other people on the stage, I can see her face, but her back is to them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns around, and again, she kind of crouches down. Her hair is kind of over her face a little bit before she flings it back.
But one of them kind of recognizes her a little bit. He's like, "Is that Miss Davis?"
It's like, "Oh my God, it is!"
She flicks her hair back, and yep, it's Miss Davis.
And then they all make eye contact.
Tony Perinsky. Miss Davis. And yeah, so she's, they're like, yeah, don't make eye contact. And then she goes up, she, strips down to her bra and panties and walks up toward the edge of the stage and looks down and sees them all sitting there at the table right in front of her. And she gets this look on her face.
She's like, Pedro.
I'm just like, okay. You're not sure if she's going to get off the stage or what, but she turns around, walks right over to the pole and starts dancing on the pole. And then,
takes everything off.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
continues her dance. And then after that dance, then she is sitting down at the table with the boys.
They have a lovely conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, she actually shows them again what she has.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they all decide to rate her performance.
Tweeters like
the Billy Bob.
One of tweeters like, I give it a 9.5. You weren't 100%. You weren't 100% there.
That's right. That's right. She was like, but it was really, really good.
It was really, really good. You could have given a little bit more heart.
But I think it's Billy Bob. Billy Bob's just thinking, I give it a 10. A fucking 10. And Billy Crystal's mom shows up, from Silly Slicker. She's like, I think it's about 6.3, honey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, anyway, we cut from that to them walking out.
And then it pans over, and the DJ is Stan Lee.
I didn't realize this was a Marvel comic book.
Of course it is.
Is this in the MCU?
Yep. It is now.
And so they walk out. It is now daytime. They managed to stay all night there into the morning, probably to noon.
And they have a game tonight.
So let's just say, and they're playing a crappy team.
Mm-hmm.
A team that, even if, given the quality of West Canaan, if they were all their backups were playing to their ability, they probably should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just dragging ass.
They're all hungover from the night before. They didn't get any sleep. Some are probably still drunk.
Mox's moms or his dad's and then he's like, no, we just suck tonight. He is not happy.
Mm-mm.
Understandably. This was a lapse of judgment.
And Kilmer is not happy.
But he doesn't have his district. He's won at that district championship. But they lose. Right? And Gilbert just goes in, and he's upset the entire team. He knows who went out and had fun.
Yeah. He's upset at Mox. Especially.
For organizing this rendezvous.
Yes, for organizing this rendezvous. He actually used the word rendezvous. Maybe he's been reading.
He saw Dawson reading Kurt Vonnegut. It's like, I should read.
I should read some Dostoevsky.
One of the things we did miss when he was organizing this rendezvous. This is before he got caught kissing. That's right. He was talking with Wendell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Wendell says, don't you know? No, I'm Kilmer's black workhorse. He's racist. He just wants me to rack up the yards. But as soon as we get towards the end zone, no. Like
Hmm.
the balls go out of it, does not go in my hands. So the only reason I have touchdowns this season is because of all my touchdown runs, I broke free for like more than 30 yards. It's like Kilmore's not recommending me anything like colleges. My mom's recruiting for me. Like she's got Grambling coming and check me out, right? So it gives us this insight that Kilmore is not just a jerk; he's also racist.
Yeah.
So anyway, forgot about that. Yeah, that's kind of as they were starting to organize the rendezvous, and then that's where the kiss happened and all of
Yeah.
it. Anyway, so
Anyway,
we
so we're back to the house, to the Moxon house.
yep, we
And
are
Mox gets a letter in the mail
from Brown
from
University.
Brown University. And he opens it up, and they are awarding him a scholarship, an academic scholarship to Brown. Full ride, because his grades are so good. They want him there. So he gets excited. His mom's excited. His dad could be more excited. His dad doesn't want to talk about his possibility of going to Brown. He wants to talk about the game.
The game. And how people are talking about how Box organized this all-night drinking party. Right? It's like you could be getting this scholarship for this football and this, right? And it gets to the point where Box just has it. It's like, and he looks at his dad, like, I don't want your life.
Yes, you get probably the most quoted line in this movie. I don't want your life.
Again, there was like 3 scenes in this movie that stand out, regardless. There's the bikini.
Mm-hmm.
There is the hot for teacher scene.
Yep.
Or
and
that you can
this.
maybe combine that with the Pedro, whatever, right? But then you have this, right? I don't want your life. And like it's funny, like I think there's this realization that hits the dad when he hears this, that maybe he hasn't really been listening to his son, that there's something more there. He's not quite to the point where he can fully comprehend it, but it is kind of the breaking of that kind of shell that his dad needs, right?
Yeah.
But then his brother comes up, right?
Dressed differently.
Oh, so no, it's like, and his dad's just saying, like, this is your opportunity. Like, you're a star quarterback. Like, this is your opportunity. This like, that's what he says. Like, no, Dad, like, no, that was the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily talking about having a family, being in this town.
No.
It's like, no, his aspirations are different than what his dad's aspirations.
He sees more in his future than just football.
Yeah, exactly.
Football is not everything to him.
Yep. But this conversation then gets interrupted quickly by his brother, who comes in with bacon. And we're talking about bacon. We're not talking about the physical part of this delicious protein.
Yes. No, we're talking about the pig.
No, we're talking about the pig that we saw earlier, who could be turned into bacon.
The source, yes, the source of bacon. Spoiler alert for anybody who didn't know that bacon comes from pigs.
It's interesting. Like, it's like one of the most famous lines of the movie. It kind of, it doesn't adjust in tone, but it shifts quickly because, like, he realizes that Billy Bob needs him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he says Billy. No, his brother tells him Billy Bob wants you to take him.
Yeah, Billy Bob wants you to take him. And
He's like, what?
he's
And
like,
so he
what?
decides he needs to find Billy Bob.
Yeah.
Billy Bob is in a bad spot
He knows from
because
his brother bringing bacon over and saying Billy Bob wants him to take him. He knows Billy Bob is not in good shape right now.
and part of it was like when Coach was streaming all that, like he's like he is blaming a lot of this on Billy Bob also that he collapsed and allowed like Lance to get hit, right? It's like you're no good.
Like Billy Bob had a choice. Like Billy Bob had a choice in that.
Only had a concussion.
Yeah.
But he finds Billy Bob, and Billy Bob is in his truck. He's got a shotgun, and he is just firing at these trophies.
So he's sitting in the bed of his truck, and he's got all of his old football trophies, and he's tossing them out. And he's on the football field. He's just tossing them onto the field and shooting them with a shotgun.
So you remember this one? This is when we were 9, playing Pee Wee. I was on the Steelers. He shoots it, blows up, right? So yeah, that was fun, but it wasn't. I got yelled at. It's like, you're too fat, Billy Bob. Too slow. Too dumb. Like, Box, we're just kids. Nothing was good enough. Like, and it's over, right? Like, again, he's feeling the pressure.
He's feeling the pressure because
he is not going to get that scholarship.
And he's also like,
his college season's over.
He's like,
his football season's over.
And he's like, my dad was never there for me. Kilmer was. Kilmer was like a father to me. And now he is pissed at me.
And Max looks like Billy Bob, this is bullshit. Like, you can't let football get you. You can't let Kilmer get you. Like, Bill's like, what am I supposed to do? And like, what about the championship? Like, again, Max like, fuck the championship. Right? It's like, no, but like, Kilmer loved me. It's just all this. And it's like, no, Kilmer is fucked up. Everyone knows it. Right?
Yeah.
Box like, no.
And meanwhile, this whole time, Billy Bob is still holding the shotgun.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Box like, Billy Bob, we need you for one more game. There's one more game left. We need you.
Yeah, Billy Bob's still holding the shotgun. And he's acting like he's, going to use it one more time. And not on a trophy. And so Mox convinces him to give him the gun. And so he hands Mox the shotgun, and they look over, and on the goalpost, there's a little flyer with Coach's picture on it, with Kilmer's picture.
That's right.
And so Mox,
he shoots it.
Raises up the shotgun, loads around the chamber and fires and just blows out that picture of Kilmer.
So we cut back to the Mox household. Kilmer's there. He's talking with his parents. And he just wants to know that Mox is going to stick to the game plan for this game. It's the last game, right? And this team that they've played it before were at a different level. They're in the division now, and they're really good. Like, this will not be an easy game. And so he leaves, and now his brother, Kyle, has some followers.
Yes. He's dressed like in these weird robes with his headband, and he walks in the door, and these other kids dressed the same way come walking behind him.
And his mom's just like, Kyle, did you start a cult?
and Kyle's
That's
like,
so sweet.
Did you start a cult?
And so we cut back. Excuse me, sorry. So, it's a little bit in the morning. Mox now, he meets back up with Billy Bob. And Billy Bob's like, hey, Mox, I took your advice. I got my cat scanned.
Yes, I got my cat scanned.
They said I'm okay to play.
So,
because Miss Davis is with them. She's like,
yeah.
gentlemen, now that none of us are inebriated, I want to remind you of our conversation. I appreciate it. Let me say anything.
Well, she doesn't want anybody else finding out that she has a night job. Lots of people have night jobs.
And then Tweeter's like, Miss Davis, would you go to prom with me? And then we cut to practice. Kilmer's Kilmer gets out and gets Mox over. It's like Johnny, you gotta understand something. By running the ball, we control the clock. We can grind them and the tempo of the game. All right? You disobey me, I will bury you on this.
I hear you have.
I
got
know
a
about your
scholarship.
Brown scholarship.
Know about your scholarship. If you don't obey me, I'll make that go away.
I can fuck with your transcripts and get this whole thing blown from you. I get what I want. And you get what you want. Now he is at this crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he has to go to Jules. Right? Because he cares about her. They haven't completely made up because she still has this idea about what happened. But then he says she can tell something is weighing on him. So he decides, I'm gonna listen. Kilmer's threatening my scholarship. If I don't play by his rules. And she says, we'll just quit. It's well, I can't do that. That he wins that way, right?
Yeah.
It's okay, well then play. It's just football. It's not just football. It was just football, I'd easily play. And I love football when it's pure football, but not this.
Yeah, this is not pure.
If I play for Kilmer and we win, he wins. That's what he wants. He wants to win. I can't let him win. But if I decide to quit, he's gonna win too. So no. If people think that, he wins because I lead his team to victory, then they just think he's a great coach. But then the next team's going to have to face him to deal with him. And the next team, and the next team, and the next team. It's what if my little brother ends up playing for him?
I don't think he has to worry about his little brother playing for him.
No, I don't either. By that time, he'll be a Tibetan monk. But I love how that she just comes up with the classic 90s line. You want some cheese with that wine?
Yes. So, yeah.
It's stop whining and be the hero. You know about heroes. Right? Now he's thinking. So we cut in the locker room again. This time is not Psalm 23.
Nope.
See our Father.
Yep.
And then Tim Allen walks in. Reginald Johnson walks in. Michael Gross walks in.
Yeah.
They keep pouring in. These sitcom fathers just pour in.
James Avery walks in.
Bob Saget walks in. Right? Because John Voight just started saying our Father.
We even get, even though, they're not technically the fathers, that we get John Stamos and Dave Coulier. They walk in too.
They walk in. Yes. Why not? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name from the Brady Bunch walks in.
Yeah.
He's there.
John Amos walks
They're
in.
there. I mean, Carol O'Connor. He's there.
Yeah.
Ray Romano's in there. I mean, come on. So anyway, they cut the game, and game is close, but they're not winning. Right? So we get to halftime. Kilmer's not happy with the way the game is going. Right? And what's his name? Wendell gets hurt too.
Yeah, Wendell gets hurt.
And so in the game, like they're trying to Bud wants him to get an injection so he can play on that. And Mox decides this is his moment. This is his time.
Yeah. And he walks up there and he's like, if you put that needle in Wendell, I'm not playing.
Like the hell you are. You're going to lose your scholarship.
Yeah, I don't care. If you inject him, I am not playing the rest of this game. And then he's like, well, that's
Billy
okay.
Bob decides.
Billy Bob.
I'm not going to play.
You're still going to be there. Like, no, I won't. I won't play either. And then, one by one.
Tweeter decides.
One by one, every member of the team decides, if you put that stuff in Wendell, we are not playing this game.
And now this really is like the Poets Society. They just all start standing up in their lockers.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Only in this case, the captain is Mox.
Yes. But he is the captain, so.
Yeah. But.
And it gets to the point where, Bud has no choice. He's like, you guys are going to come out of that locker room with me down that hall, down that corridor. He just leaves. He stands out there waiting. No one comes. He realizes he can't go to the sideline and just be by himself and look like a fool.
Yeah.
So he walks off. He cuts back, and now it's Mox. He's like, how about we play football like it's meant to be played? Like we're just boys. Go out there. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. Right? So they get out there, right? It kind of continues back and forth. They get a lead. They lose the lead again, right? And then and at this point, Lance decides, you know what?
When they come out there, then the announcers mention the fact that they don't see Kilmer anywhere.
They're talking about where's Kilmer? Where's Kilmer? And they see that Lance is on the sideline. Looks like Lance is calling plays.
Yeah, he's out there. He's on his crutches, and he's being the interim coach.
So we go along and we get towards the final play, right? And again, this point now, this team has like a guy on like a Mustang or a horse, and we had a similar scene earlier where
because the team they're playing is the Mustangs. So they've got a cowboy on the horse, and Mox throws the ball, hits this cowboy right in the face, knocks him off the horse. Because
stops.
Because they're starting to. The other team is starting to celebrate because they're about to win this game.
They think they're about to win this game, and they got a nice path to maybe win a state championship.
But they're only like 3 points ahead.
Yeah,
and. So Lance decides, he pulls him over. He's like,
how about we do the oop-de-oop?
Yeah, let's do the oop-de-oop. And Billy Bob is not about this. Like
he's like, no.
We've been practicing. I'm never good. They never catch it. And Mox is like, you got it this time. Don't worry.
You got this time. I believe you, Billy Bob.
I believe in you, Billy Bob.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah. So. So they get set up for the oop-de-oop.
Yep.
And he Mox, gets the ball. He hands it off to Tweeter, and then Tweeter tosses it over to Billy Bob, who catches it. And he's amazed that he just caught the ball.
And he realizes that he needs to start running.
Yeah, he realizes that, sure, he caught the ball, but now he needs to run.
And thankfully, because he's Billy Bob, and now he's running.
He starts running. And, he's not running super fast because he's a big guy, right? But one guy dives over to try to tackle him, and Billy Bob's just dragging him.
Yep.
Another guy jumps on him.
And he's dragging him.
He's carrying him. Another guy jumps on him. So he's got these two guys hanging from his shoulders.
Yeah.
Another guy around his waist. He's still going. They can't take him down. And, there was just enough time for this one play. And he gets into the end zone, scores a touchdown.
He scores a touchdown.
And the Coyotes win by 3 points.
They win the district championship. And they're excited. Everyone is happy.
Everyone's happy.
Right? Well, not everybody. I guess the other team is not.
Yeah, the other team. The other team, I'm sure, is happy.
They should be proud of themselves. They played a close game against a good football team.
The other team watched this movie. They saw everything that came up to this point, and the other team is happy because the better team won.
That's right.
They earned
yes.
Because this other team that's been dealing with all this adversity the whole movie. They were able
overcomes it.
They were able to overcome it, and that's where the Mustangs are proud of the Coyotes.
They should be. They should be proud.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Mox finds Jules. They kiss. They've made up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There may be emotional catharsis in the future. We don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
He's still going to Brown.
Yep.
That's fine. Right? Because now we kind of hit the little epilogue because we get the voiceover that comes back.
Yes, the voiceover comes back, and it's showing each member of the team, or at least each of the major members of the team.
Yes. And it talks about first Kilmer. Kilmer left town, never came back, and we never we forgot. They've built a statue.
Yeah, there's a statue at the field of Kilmer, and Kilmer's statue is still up just because it's so damn heavy.
And then I love how Tweeter, some of them they talk about the full feature, some of them just talk about the immediate feature.
Yeah.
Tweeter just drank beer.
Tweeter drank some beer.
He's just he is double fisted this and just pouring it in his mouth.
Billy Bob, he shed some tears because he's just a big crybaby.
Again, we don't know what actually happens to either one of their features.
Yeah.
We just know how they celebrate it.
But then he goes on to Lance. He went on to become a high school football coach.
A successful high school football coach. Hey, not a bad career to have if you're a well-liked coach that's actually not an asshole.
Yeah.
And you love football.
Yeah. So I guess for me, I went to Brown.
On academic scholarship. Because that's how I am.
Because I'm smart. I read Slaughterhouse-Five during football games.
I mean, not like that's a high-level book, to be honest. I mean, it's a high school book to read.
Yeah, but
not intellectual. But I mean, nothing against Kurt Vonnegut. But so anyway, but that's not the end really, because as he's fading off with the conversation,
join us for our next podcast, Rob and Tony's Book Club.
Where we discuss War and Peace. That one might be split up into about 10 episodes.
Page by Page, the book club podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just spitballing here.
That would take like 5 years. Well, 4 years. Anyway, so no, it ends though, not with those home videos again.
Yeah.
And there's 4 buddies.
Not America's Funniest Home
play
Videos.
Pee-wee football.
Not America's Funniest Home Videos, but football home videos.
No. Yep. Walking off this football field as young kids. Enjoying friendship. Enjoying the fun of football.
Before they get introduced to the dick of a coach.
And a sex ed teacher that takes her clothes off.
Not in class. But at a strip club.
My teacher like that in high school, I would not want to. Anyhow, that was the end of the movie. Yes.
There's Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues. A nice high school movie.
Yes.
That's still an enjoyable watch.
Nice high school movie that, has its share of nostalgia. And it's a good movie. It
held up for me. Yeah. It's just because it's just good.
It's enjoyable.
Again,
not a great movie. Not like
last week. Crazy Heart was not a great movie, but it's a good movie. It's a good watch.
Mm-hmm.
This again, not great. It's still a good watch.
It has some good performances in it. It's an enjoyable watch. It's entertaining. It keeps your attention. It's worth watching if you haven't seen it.
Yes. But this is the type of movie, again, I didn't see it in theaters when I was in high school. It would have been a fun movie going out with a bunch of friends in high school.
Yeah.
Watching this movie on a Friday night.
Yeah, it would be.
So. But yeah, it's Varsity Blues.
Yeah, so as always, if you enjoy what you're hearing, go ahead and check us out on our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. It is Rob Antoni's Cinematic Adventure. The and is spelled out A&D. It's 99% like the name of the podcast. And we're also on X or Twitter. That is R&T Cinematic. And you can also check us out on Letterboxd. You can see some of our reviews that we've done on various movies, some we've done on the podcast, and we haven't done, some we will do, some we won't do. That is Cine Adventure, or Cine Adventure, CINE Adventure. And also, just if you want to reach out to us, just send us an email. Robin Tony's Cinematic Adventure at gmail.com. Once again, the and is spelled out. A&D. It's 99% like the name of the podcast. But yeah, what did you think of Varsity Blues? Should we do more high school sports movies? Let us know. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And yeah, so go to our social media, give us a like and a follow. Go to your favorite podcast app wherever you're listening to us. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a good rating, a good review. That's how we move up in the standings and the rankings and the search and the recommendations, all that stuff. And yeah, that way we can be able to reach more ears and more people that want to listen to us talk about movies. And we do want to hear from you. Comment on our stuff. We love reading your comments. So next time there's a slight change in plan. Last time I mentioned that we were going to be finishing off our Oscar series with the next episode.
Right.
Because the Oscars are coming up in just a couple of days as of the time of this recording. And, we're going to finish off the Oscar series with one of the winners from this year's Oscars in one of the acting categories. We haven't decided which one because we don't know who's won yet. But we're actually going to do, before we do that episode, though, we're going to do one more. Because we were looking at, like last year, we had 2 weeks between the end of the previous Oscars and then the official end of the Oscar series with the current winner. So we're going to do that again this year. And we're going to have a 2-week break in there with different movies instead of just one. But we lost another legendary actor.
Another legend.
We lost another Hollywood legend.
And we've talked about that. We've talked about
recently. Yeah. And that is Robert Duvall. So we are going to do an episode for Robert Duvall next. 2 tribute episodes in a row. So we are going to do one that it's a lesser known movie, or lesser remembered, I would say. Not necessarily, top of anybody's, the top of anybody's mind when they're thinking of Robert Duvall movies and all that. But we're going to talk about a movie that he did with Michael Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Falling Down.
This will be a good one.
So this is when I'm looking forward to this episode.
So am I.
It should be a good one. But yeah, so join us next time for Falling Down.